fun, tarnation!
I meant to do that.
Howdy folks, this is Applegeek, and right on the tails of episode 14, here we've got season 8, episode 15. I actually just got done watching episode 14 a couple minutes ago. I just took a quick little break, and I'm going to go right into 15 and watch that, and then go back and do commentaries on these. So, anyway, I have nothing more to say at this point, so let's go ahead and give this one a watch. Episode 15, starting now. Oh, heartwarming episode? At the school.
These voices fill the night, hearts
Musical.
Eve is here once again. Come on, every creature, sing!
Yeah, let's keep. Oh, darn it. Cozy Glow again.
La 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 la.
Well, somebody's in a festive mood. Aww.
Not every creature celebrates the same way,
A little shy.
Yeah, dragons don't do pony holidays.
Sure we do.
Oh!
I love Hearthswarming Eve.
Cultural holiday exchange.
Presents and family and presents.
It's also about putting aside differences to come together, like the Earth Ponies, Pegasi, and Unicorns did on the first holiday.
Oh, we gonna get a recap here?
Put their fire of friendship on top of the tree to help us remember their unity. And because it looks
Interesting.
this is my favorite day of the year. Not that I don't like the other ones.
Think
Tuesdays are great.
I think every day of the year is your favorite day of the year.
Kinda like any day that is start of winter break.
2 whole weeks without classes. How will Ocellus survive?
I think you'll all enjoy the time off to be home with your families, to celebrate your own traditions. Attention, every creature, school is officially out. Happy holidays, and we'll see you after the break. And for those of you traveling outside Equestria,
Yeah, shouldn't you guys be getting ready to go? If you miss that train, it's a really long walk.
go pack up and we'll take you to the station.
Are they actually leaving though? Are they gonna get snowed in? Spike.
That new bow tie I wanted, isn't it?
You'll have
Bow
to
tie?
wait and see.
I'm waiting. But in the meantime,
What?
I'm
What?
shaking.
What? Who's that? Is that? What? Oh no! Okay, we got a new Pony of Shadows? Who was that? I couldn't make it out. Wow. Are the students actually going to make it out of the school? That's what I'm wondering. I got nothing. I don't know where this is going. Just something's not going to be very good here, but who was that? What's the title? Ugh.
What happened?
Everything's ruined. That's what's happened.
We got us a Scrooge in here.
And I don't think it was an accident.
Is that Purple Gak?
Some pony
The Hearthswarming Club?
over there.
Outside.
I know it's not Starlight, obviously, but who?
That's the students' quarters.
Might as well give up, whoever you are. We got you
Okay.
cornered.
Did one of the students pull this so that
Oh,
the others wouldn't
Is
go home
anybody
and they
there?
could spend time together because they don't want to go home to their families?
what's happening? Another decorating party? Has any creature come in here?
Well, yeah, all of us did. To pack, like you told us to.
After that, did you hear anything?
What's up?
Jonathan packing.
We got a Whodunit episode here.
The back door's locked. No way out.
But whoever did it had to have come in here. We saw them.
Whoever did what?
Whoa. That is so not cool.
At the moment, I want to say Ocellus. I don't know why.
Into your rooms. No one came out, and all you are still here.
One of you must have done this. But why would any of you want to sabotage Hearthswarming Eve?
Yes. Why indeed?
Wasn't me. Yeah, not do this. Yona offended by accusation.
Of course.
We don't know what happened. Maybe this wasn't even on purpose. But I want to give whoever
Oh, it was
caused
on
this
purpose.
mess a chance to tell the truth and explain themselves. I'll make it easy for you. Close your eyes.
Okay. How did you
Now,
know?
if you did this, raise your hoof. Or claw. Or whatever.
Nobody.
Come on, Spike. Looks like we have to... Spike, you can open your eyes.
What about me?
You all can.
Really?
But since no creature took responsibility for this mess, you're all gonna have to help clean it up before you can go home.
Why do I have to stay?
Oh, but the holidays!
Aww.
While you're cleaning, we'll bring you into my office one at a time. Since honesty is one of the elements of harmony, we want to give you each a chance to tell us the truth.
So get Applejack in
Once
here.
we find out who did it, just you wait. We're gonna...
Rainbow Dash! Not
What are we
helping.
gonna do exactly?
The guilty party won't be going home over Hearthswarming break. She or he will stay here for some one-on-one friendship lessons.
But what if
That's-
none of us confess his...
If one of them did it, that's
Then-
fair.
I guess there's no holidays for any creature. You'll all stay over the break. All right, let's get to the bottom of this.
Well, I can't imagine
wants to be
Galas would
interviewed
really
first?
want to go home either, though.
I'll go. Beats mob duty.
Hey, I know.
He probably doesn't have much to go home to in Griffinstone,
See who finishes cleaning up?
and wants to spend time with his friends.
Yeah,
So that makes sense.
best at cleaning. Let's save time and cut to the chase.
Ocellus probably wants to stay and study, maybe.
I would never do something this horrible. I love Hearthswarming Eve, and I do not want to miss going home for it.
Huh.
Okay,
I didn't
well,
even
never
know
mind.
Changelings celebrated Hearthswarming.
Oh yes, it's our favorite holiday. Well, since Headmare Twilight shared it with us last year, she gave our hive very clear instructions.
What? Oh. What did we get?
Welcome to the traditions and fun of Hearthswarming.
Oh, look at the little
Hope
ones!
you enjoy the celebration of pony history. Families start the holidays by putting the tree up.
What are you?
Thirsty? Dive into some holiday punch.
Literally! They're taking this way too
For
literally.
bed, every pony exchanges gifts. It doesn't say how long we keep doing this. And to
Hey, they're
finish
forming their own
celebrating,
traditions.
we can
That's great.
build a fire, light it up, and sing carols.
Carols, 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 carols.
They'll get there.
You might
They'll get there.
have misunderstood things just a little.
We may not have done everything exactly the way you do, but we made our own
But-
traditions.
yes,
and I can't
yes,
wait
see-
to do it all again. this
Exactly.
year.
If we ever get out of here.
Ocellus, your turn.
Well, that's not intimidating at all.
What do you think happened? I told her I didn't do it.
Ah! Yona tired of waiting! Yak's always home
Wow.
for holidays!
How do you celebrate Hearthswarming in Yakistan, Yona?
Yes, do
Yes,
tell.
do not! Our holiday, much better, is called
Of course.
Snowdark Fest. Night before,
Snowdark
Yak gather
Fest?
things to smash and put them in
Ma-
big piles.
I expected
Then,
smashing.
In morning, we smash them. In afternoon, we
Smash them again.
In the evening,
So it's just about smashing stuff.
Pretty
like
much.
all your other holidays.
Yeah.
no. How Griffin get that idea. This holiday about so much more. Last year, for example.
Okay.
Most perfect Snildar ever. Oh,
I love these flashbacks.
Grandpa, Grandma Yak. Yona's brother, sister, mother, father Yak. All go
Aw.
to woods, singing Yak song. Yak song, sing again. Yak song, not very long, sing again. Yak song, not very long, sing again. Cabs and family pick out perfect smashing log.
That's a top 10 song right there. Well, they got plenty of firewood now.
Then Yak family built perfect snow fort. And smash it!
Why?
Then we hang perfect things on perfect moss pile and you
Smash it.
What do you think Yaks are? Barbarians? Moss pile is for special family rituals. Last year, ritual for Yona. All Yak family gather around Yona and braid Yona hair for first time.
To recap, your holiday is about smashing things and
That's
family.
cool.
Two most perfect things ever put together. Happy Snildar Fest! Happy Snildar to you too, Yona! It's so
Wow.
cool to learn new traditions from new
Okay.
friends.
What about the hippogriffs? Yeah.
Yeah, well, one of these new friends has gotten us all in trouble, and they better confess soon. Sambar? Sorry, but they said they want you to go in next.
Okay.
Why the rush to get home, Smolder? Like you said, dragons don't really have holidays, do they? Meh. That's so sad. You must
Oh,
be
they don't.
sleeping in the winter for fun. Well, we do have the Feast of Fire. Every dragon gets together and tells stories. The best one wins a pile of gemstones. Ooh, what story won
That counts.
year? It was called A Dream Come True. Come on, now you've got it.
Okay,
tell it.
spill it. Come on.
Fine.
Share with the group.
Once upon a time, there was this sad little dragon. Her name was Scales. She lived alone
Aw.
in the wilderness with nothing to eat.
I expect fan art of this.
But one night, as she sat alone in the storm, she heard something. It was the Dragon Lord. Scales was scared, but the
Wow.
Dragon Lord told her not to be afraid, that he was taking her to the Dragonlands for a great feast.
Aww.
Scales sat with the Dragon Lord's family and friends and
Wow.
had the biggest, best dinner of gemstones she'd ever eaten. Then, while the dragons were telling stories, Scales thought it would be so easy to seize power from this feeble and sensitive Dragon Lord. She saw her chance and took it.
This is...
She claimed the Bloodstone Scepter and took over the Dragonlands.
Okay.
And forced the Dragon Lord to live out in the cold, just as
Well, this took a dark turn.
That's a horrible story.
Yeah.
Maybe to you, but dragons like hearing about weak, kind creatures getting defeated.
Of course they do.
Let's go.
Aww.
So, did you tell him you did it?
What? No way! Why would I say that?
You already live in Ponyville. Staying here over break is no big deal. School of Friendship, good place for Pony to have Pony Holiday.
Yeah, but he's probably got his family
to.
to...
Family at home.
Yes.
Oh, that reminds me. I have the best holiday story ever.
Oh boy.
It's called The Day My Hearth's-Warming Doll Almost
Aw.
Fell into the Fire.
That's it.
Just before we went to bed,
Parents.
my mom, my dad, my sister all put our hearth-warming dolls up on the mantle, just like we do every year.
That little
But
fool.
this year, I
That's
put my
adorable.
doll too close to the edge, and it fell.
And?
And that's it.
my doll hit the floor. But it could have gone in the fire.
That's a great story, and you told it really well.
Yeah, it was a heartwarming miracle.
Next! Smolder, come with me. Yona, Twilight's waiting for you.
The last two.
Two of them this time.
If neither
Okay.
one of them confesses, that means we're never going home.
Okay, I still haven't seen Silverstream's or Galas' stories here.
We'll be here forever.
Beyond forever.
But I can't miss the 3 days of freedom celebration.
Ooh,
How
freedom
long
celebration.
does that last?
It used to be only 1 day, but now to commemorate our escape from the Storm King, we're adding 2 more days of awesome.
Oh wow. So it's basically
There's
convention
a book?
weekend.
Queen Novo had these made for the Mount Eris Board of Tourism to explain it all to guests.
Cool. So is there a screeching contest?
We'll spend the first night in Sequestria, thanking the ocean for protecting us from the Storm King.
Storm King visible in the show.
Whale singing,
Aww.
shell stringing, lots of things.
Shells, yes. That I'm sure that is
Second day will be on Mount
Skystar's favorite part.
with sky dancing and a wind song in the harmonizing heights to celebrate the Storm King's defeat.
Nice.
Then the 3rd day, every creature will party together on land and sea. Grandparents and parents and sisters, uncles, brothers, acquaintances, neighbors, and cousins. And at the end of the night, Queen Novo is gonna give out presents.
Okay, I want to go on vacation in at Mount Eris.
What are those?
Your aunts and uncles' children? You know, part of your family.
Oh, here we go with the Griffins.
Oh, you're teasing us again, right?
No.
I'm guessing neither one of you confessed.
Helmer Twilight say wait here.
Maybe they're changing their minds about sending us home.
Why would they? Face it, we're
I'm
stuck
still wondering
here.
if there's somebody else that's been hiding out here.
But I have to go home. My mom makes the best kelp fritters.
Oh.
How can you be so cool about this?
I mean, you, but aw.
We're mad. We just show it differently.
More like you don't show it at all.
What's Pony getting at?
Oh no!
Maybe
Don't
it
fall
wasn't
apart
just
now.
one prankster. Maybe there were 3 of you, and you're trying to hide your guilt by not being upset. It does
Really?
make sense.
Guys, stop it.
Or maybe whoever did it
It was
is only
Galas,
pretending to
wasn't
be
it?
upset to throw us off.
Me? But I didn't.
Come on, let it go.
Come on.
Come on! Ocellus, you know you did it. Just fess
Oh,
up.
stop that. Come on, Galas. Fess up.
I said stop fighting!
Thank you.
That's not what the holidays are about. No matter what you call them, or how you celebrate. Do you know how lucky you all are?
Mm-hmm.
Stories about sharing and kindness and getting together with every
He doesn't
creature
get
that you
any of
care
that.
about?
But Griffins do that too, don't they?
Some holiday about a moon?
Nope. They got nothing.
Blue Moon Festival. The
Oh.
one time of year when Griffins are nice to each other. Well, as nice as we can be.
Supposed to be?
Families get together to eat,
Gilda!
complain about the
Gabby!
food, and give each other presents they don't like.
Come on!
Mostly just try not to yell at each other.
Well, at least you get to be with your family.
No, because I don't have a family.
What about Grandpa Gruff?
That's just his name. He's not any Griff's actual grandpa.
I wondered about that.
I felt like I never had a place in Griffinstone. Then I came here and, well, met all of you.
And they're his
So I
family.
don't want to go home for the break. And that's why I did it.
Griffin mess up decorations?
Yeah, it was me. I put goo powder in the fire of friendship.
So it wasn't Ocellus?
Why would you ruin
Dude!
things for us?
I didn't plan to. I just figured if I made a mess, our teachers would make us stay to clean up.
Well, you
Be
weren't
together a
wrong.
little longer.
Well, it worked, didn't it?
Better than I thought. When Head Mayor Twilight threatened to cancel winter break, that meant I would get to be with all of you through the entire holiday. That's why I didn't confess.
So why are you admitting this now?
I hated seeing all you fighting and blaming each other. That's the opposite of what all your holidays mean. Except maybe yours, Smolder.
Alright,
I can't
we'll give
keep
him that.
all of you from the happiness of your homes and families just because I feel bad. I'm sorry. Don't worry. You won't have to tell our teachers. I will.
You don't have to. We already know.
We kinda guessed it was you. But we
Yeah.
wanted to give you the chance to tell the truth.
I'm proud that you did. And I'm glad to see you've been paying attention in Professor Applejack's honesty classes. But you're still
Why wasn't she in this episode?
And stay over break for extra friendship lessons. By yourself.
I'll stay with him. Me too. Jonah, stay also.
I'm staying.
What? All right. I guess pony holidays can't be that bad.
Now you can finally know what it's like to spend hearts warming with friends who care about you.
Looks like they don't really need any extra lessons.
Since you obviously know that hearts warming is about coming together, I'd be honored if all of you would join my friends as guests at our holiday table.
Yes! Yes, 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 yes! We can have other families there?
Finish cleaning up.
We're gonna get to see it.
Hey, this reminds me of another story. The time I almost spilled grape juice on the white couch.
Does it have a depressing ending?
What a harrowing tale.
Work that way. Galas want Yona braid feathers?
Pass.
Don't think that quite works that way, but it's the thought that counts. And yes, of course it is. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, I was hoping we were going to get a musical there, the singing right at the beginning, but it didn't need it. This is great. Man, so many feels at the end. Why do they have to show these episodes, like, in the middle of summer? Because now darn it, it's August and I'm starting to get in the Christmas mood. This is not good. It's too early. Too early. But, anyway, alright. Stay tuned, guys. I will be right back with my thoughts on this. Alrighty. This was a great episode. This was a really great episode. This right here is pretty much one of the best episodes of Season 8 thus far, if not the best. That's how much I like this one. We've got insight into some of the other cultures for the other creatures, which we've been waiting a long time to see. We actually got some good character growth for the Young Six. Twilight was being a fantastic headmare for once, and we had a great moral lesson at the end, and perfect resolution for this. I'm struggling to even find anything bad to say about this episode. The only thing that really comes to mind for me, something that, isn't maybe the best, was just the way Rainbow Dash was acting. It's weird. We had Rainbow Dash actually acting as sort of like comic relief in this episode, which is a little bit different for her. So that was maybe a little bit off, but I mean that is such an extremely minor nitpick that it's barely even worth mentioning. I mean, that's just me grasping at straws, looking for something to say that's like maybe could have been better. That's how good this episode was. For all the different holidays, it's really cool to see the variations for the different nations here, the different races and whatnot. The Changelings, at first I was like, why? I mean, Twilight basically just packaged up Hearthwarming Eve and handed it to him, says, here's you go, here's your holiday. Like, I don't think it's going to have the same meaning for them. I mean, it really is a pony holiday for the pony history and stuff. The Changelings are a different nation. But, I mean, it kind of makes sense. They are a very young culture. Who knows how long they were under Chrysalis's rule. And I don't know if they had any kind of holidays during that or not. I get the feeling probably not. So, I mean, they're still trying to, form their kingdom and come up with their own customs and traditions and holidays and things like that. I mean, maybe the only kind of holiday they actually have is when they actually got freed from Chrysalis. Maybe that's a thing. I don't really know. I don't think we've heard about anything like that. But anyway, what I thought was really cool, though, is that in their attempts to copy Hearthwarming Eve, they did things like all different and goofy and whatever, and Cells is like, we might not have done everything the same way, but we're making our own traditions. Like, yes, see, that's exactly it. They are going to take this holiday, take these suggestions, they're going to do it their own way, and this holiday is really going to kind of start evolving into, something that is truly meaningful for them. And it'll be their own thing. It won't be Hearthwarming Eve anymore. It'll be some other thing. They'll have to come up with a name for it. But that's going to be so cool once they really, get there. So, and even just at a basic level, it really does kind of make sense why they would want to celebrate that. Because, I mean, it is a strong message of harmony and friendship and stuff. And, they have really been pretty reliant on pony friendship teachings and stuff to help get their nation established and whatever. They are all about harmony and friendship as well, so it makes sense that to kind of embrace that somewhat. So yeah, really cool to see where that's going there. But the axe, Snildarfest, lots and lots of smashing, like apparently most of their holidays. But hey, family time smashing. The smashing with family members. But that aside, once we finally got past the smashing, it's like, oh, they do these really cool things for other members of their family, and it's not clear if they only pick one family member a year to actually do something special for, or if we only got to see Yona's special moments, so I'm not sure if they all had special stuff, or how they do that exactly. We didn't get a whole lot of details, but really what sticks out to me about this is that the holiday for them is about making a special effort to just go out alone as a family and do things together and do special things for each other. It's not really about stuff. It's just about spending time with one another and caring about each other. Really all about family, and that is so cool. It's something that I feel like a lot of our holiday celebrations kind of miss out on sometimes in this day and age, and it's sad to see that, because that really is more what it's about. It's more about people, not stuff, So that was really cool to see that highlighted. But the dragons, Feast of Fire, okay, they all gather around together and tell stories and compete by telling stories. Whoever has the best story wins a bunch of gems to eat. I guess that makes sense. Their race seems to be their culture seems to be very ingrained into like competition and stuff. Like, competition is the name of the game for pretty much anything and everything the dragons do. So it does make sense. I can't say that I approve of them wanting to tell stories about weak creatures getting defeated and stuff. But I at least respect that it's their thing. So it's like, hey, it could have been worse, So yeah, it's still kind of interesting, though. The hippogriffs, that one is really cool. The hippogriffs, I think, is about my favorite one of the bunch. I mean, 3 days of freedom celebration now. 1 day down in Sequestria, which, celebrating the sea. They gave them freedom from the Storm King. The next day up on Mount Eris and up in the air, enjoying their, newfound freedom from the ocean. Now they're free to leave and go wherever they want since the Storm King is defeated. And then third day, they share the best of both worlds with each other, with the two, sides. Like, some prefer the ocean, some prefer the air. Now they get together. I really wonder if that was something they established before or after the CMCs were down there and had that map adventure. But at the very least, those two things help mesh together well. So, and hey, presents at the end too. They get presents too. So. But that would just be, being able to go between land and sea and do all the different things, that would be so cool to experience. I would love to be able to visit Sequestria and Mount Eris. And then finally, the Griffins with the Blue Moon Festival. As Galas described it, families get together to eat, but complain about the food, which is not hard to imagine since it seems like all of the Griffin food is terrible. Well, I did see Gilda having the good scones there from Pinky's recipe, but Grandpa Gruff was still just disgusted with them for some reason. They give presents to each other, but nobody likes the presents, and that's probably because nobody ever takes the time to actually figure out what the others want, because they don't really care about each other very much. And then they all ultimately end up miserable and just try to get through the whole process without just yelling at each other. I mean, even Gabby was getting grumpy at that table. I mean, that's the most depressed I've ever seen her. I really get the feeling that the Blue Moon Festival, I mean, we didn't hear any of the history behind it, but I get the feeling it's a leftover tradition from the glory days of the Griffin Kingdom, and now, at this stage, it's just kind of lost all of its meaning, and they're basically just going through the motions and not really embracing any of what it was based on, you know, any form of togetherness or celebration or whatever. I mean, it's really depressing to see how they've sunk down to. I really hoped that after... I mean, we've had a decent amount of time pass since the Lost Treasure of Griffinstone. That was back in Season 5. So, with what Gilda learned, and then Gabby in... that was in Season 6. You know, okay, hey, we got one Griffin who's standing out from the pack here. I thought maybe by now we would have seen some improvement, but with what Galas showed us, it looks like it's pretty much business as usual there still, which I'm really disappointed to see. And as far as Galas goes himself, I loved the character growth on this one. I suspected very early on that he was the guilty one. I'm still not quite sure why I thought Acelis, just with her shape-shifting ability and, you know, wanting to stay and, you know, study all the things and stuff, I thought maybe, but no, Galas made much more sense. And, you know, it's clear that these 6 creatures have a very close bond with one another, like, very close. We saw evidence of this all the way back at the beginning of the season, when they literally ran away from home to stay with each other after the school got shut down. And, you know, knowing what we know about life, what life is like in Griffinstone, I really suspected the Galas didn't have a whole lot to go home to. I just never realized how bad it actually was. I mean, we didn't get any explanation, but he says he has no family at all. And he said families get together, so we know Griffins have families, but he has no family. He apparently is an orphan or something. I'm not really sure what the situation is there. We need a bigger backstory on this. But yeah, there was nothing for him to go home to. Just, you know, an empty house or hut or whatever, and nobody to share anything with, basically. Except maybe Grandpa Gruff, and he's not the best of company, it seems. So, yeah, really, the school is now his home, and the young 6 are his family. And, you know, aside from the aspect of not having any real family to speak of, I'm actually seeing a lot of similarities between Galas and Twilight. Because, you know, Twilight kind of was a loner, too, and then she ended up getting sent down to Ponyville and, you know, met her friends there and formed a bond and a family-type relationship with those friends. And that's now her life. And with Galas, I'm seeing a lot of the same things happening with him. And it's really cool to see that. You know, as far as the situation that played out here, you know, yeah, he could have done things better, of course. He didn't need to do what he did. I mean, he could have just maybe asked to go with one of his friends to, you know, go home with them and share with their holiday or something. You know, rather than sabotage them all and, you know, make them all miss their holidays and stuff. But admittedly, he didn't realize it would go that far. I mean, he just wanted to buy a little bit more time with them, you know, have a shorter break. You know, he didn't think he would actually ruin everyone's holiday. So, you know, I give him credit for that at least. You know, I would have to say he's probably kind of embarrassed to admit how lonely he was without them. I mean, you know, from where he's come from with Griffins, I mean, you got to be, you know, tough and, you know, tough as nails and have thick skin and just, you know, to be able to survive on your own and stuff. You can't let stuff get to you. You know, he doesn't want to admit, you know, things like that about his feelings probably. So that was for him to really break down at the end and confess and reveal everything. That was a huge step for him, I feel like. Now, as far as the punishment goes, I'm guessing there's going to be some people out there who are complaining about the punishment being too harsh or something. It really wasn't. I think it was actually perfect. Now, let's look at this. The first option that Twilight gave him is, you know, guilty party. You know, if they confessed, they would stay at the school for some one-on-one friendship lessons while the others got to go home. That is perfectly reasonable and fair. The second option is if nobody confessed, they would all have to stay and miss out on their holidays. Now that definitely does, at least on the surface, kind of seem like unfair, but it really was a very wise move on Twilight's part. You know, knowing that one of the group is guilty, that individual needs to learn that their selfishness can have negative consequences that can affect those that they care about. If you hurt your friends by lying about something, you're not really a very good friend. So, you know, unfortunately, it's a situation where, you know, the guilty party needed to see, you know, what his, you know, what kind of consequences his actions would have in order to learn the lessons. So, and thankfully, you know, things turned out all right. You know, Galas did finally confess, you know, because he couldn't stand to. I'm getting ahead of my notes here, but. I will say too, you could tell that Twilight was very sad that she had to potentially ruin anyone's holiday. I mean, even just having one-on-one friendship lessons, like she didn't want to see anyone have to stay there. But I mean, that probably took some time. Would take some time out of her own festivities too, to, you know, tutor somebody over the holiday. You know, it was a lousy situation, but somebody screwed up, and they needed to, you know, learn their lesson. And I will say too that she didn't act rashly out of anger or spite with this. You know, like she did with the CMCs back in On Your Marks. It really was done from the heart, I think. You know, she's responsible for all of these students, and she cares about them. You know, if she were to let this slide, that would just reflect very poorly on herself and the school for not properly teaching the tenets of friendship. So it was kind of a lousy situation that only existed because of somebody's mistake, but you know, the way that Twilight handled it, I thought was absolutely perfect in this. And you know, the funny thing is, with the position Galas was in, having caused this mess, even by having to stay at the school over the holidays, he would he would be there with Twilight and the other ponies, and who, you know, others that would appreciate his company. So, you know, he would be less alone than he would if he had just gone home. So, so there is that. But it does make sense he'd still be without the rest of his close friends and stuff. So, you know, it still wouldn't have been what he was hoping for. So, but yeah, in the end, I said he realized his mistake and confessed, because he realized he'd rather be miserable by himself rather than see his friends argue and accuse each other unfairly. And I gotta say, Galas has very clearly learned far more about friendship than just about any other Griffin out there besides Gabby. You know, and he also understood quite well what the holidays are really supposed to be all about. Which is, sharing, spending time together. He could see that for all the different traditions that all these different creatures and their races had, there's a common theme. Even with the dragons, there's a common theme of just, togetherness, spending time together with each other. And that was something that he lacked at home. So the Griffins just really seem to be the poorest race in this regard. And we have yet to really see how the school is actually going to have a significant impact on the larger world here. But I just really hope that somehow Galas is able to take what he's learned back to Griffinstone, and maybe together with Gabby, bring some meaning back to their lives, beyond just money. I hate to see the Griffins just merely existing in their seeming squalor and whatever. They're capable of so much more. They were a great nation once, and I hate to see that them in the situation they are with no real signs of improvement. So I just hope something good happens for them sooner or later, because they deserve more than that. Oh, and to top things off here, I just got to say, I was completely blown away by just how quickly the rest of the Young Six gave up their own holidays with their families to stay at the school with Galas. I mean, okay, Smolder was a little hesitant there, but that's kind of understandable. I mean, she's just like, Pony Holiday, I'll give her that. But no, overall, I mean, that just really shows that, they really are close family to each other, and they would rather give up time with their own families, like their biological families and stuff, they'd rather give that up than leave somebody behind like this that they really care about. So that is just, that's like the epitome, that's like one of the highest levels of friendship and family there. That's so cool to see that. This really is a special group of creatures, and I really feel like they're destined for something great here. I'm not sure what that's going to be, but I think something really cool is going to happen down the road here. I just really hope that we get some more good character episodes like this one for these students before the end of the season. I don't want to just, all of a sudden at the end have something crazy happen and feel like we didn't really get the good build up on the characters. Like with Thorax, just thinking back with Thorax, we kind of didn't really get much good character build up for him. It's like he got reformed, or like Spike stood up for him, and he got sort of accepted into society, and then all of a sudden it's the end of season 6, and he transforms, and all the changelings transform, and whatever, and it's like, boy, we went from there to here really quickly. There was like nothing in between. I just don't want to see that happen with these students. These are very rich characters. I know there's a lot more to them, and I just hope we get to see some of that. So, but anyway, that's what I had on this one. Like I said, it's just everything about this episode was just so great, and just please give us more episodes like this. This is why I love the show. This right here. These are the special moments. So, alright. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as I have. And I look forward to seeing you guys again for the next episode. Until then, have a great night.